Happy Independence, Barbados. We're here at the lovely property of Divi at the Pure Ocean restaurant on the back deck. Here today we are going to be doing the Porkology segment for Independence. We are going to be doing some smoked pork for you. We are going to be using almonds. We are going to be using that wonderful almond flavor that we know so well in Barbados. We are going to be doing some grilled vegetables on the grill. We're going to be doing some cassava, some sweet potato. I might even get into making some cornmeal dumplings. And then we'll be making some ginger onion jam to go right along with your smoked pork. So we have a lot that's going to be going on. We're going to go and pay some bills and we'll be right back with you.
Over the years, MIS has been known for its high-quality food and flavoring products. And now we bring you MIS Essences. We offer a wide variety of exciting and unique flavors like almond, cinnamon, strawberry, banana, pineapple, coconut, lemon, vanilla, and mixed essence. Now you will have all the essence you need when baking your cake, preparing your desserts, or mixing a refreshing cocktail. Available island-wide at all leading supermarkets. Make it special with MIS Essences today.
Are you having a party or having a fete? There's an important name you shouldn't forget. Island Ice. Island Ice. Island Ice. Island Ice. Island Ice. A tropical paradise needs ice too. That's why we will take care of you. Private functions, events and more. Family picnics or chilling at home. It's Island Ice. Island Ice. Island Call 418-9706 and we'll be sure to deliver it. Island Ice. The best ice. Best ice. Best ice.
So welcome back to the Independence edition of Porkology Barbados. Right now we're about to get right into the smoked pork, but first I want to be able to light the smoker, talk to you a little bit about the smoker and how that operates. So at this point, I just want to get some fire going underneath the chamber. This is the smoker chamber. The smoker chamber has different levels, different racks in here. At the bottom here we have some water, that's to help with the humidity. Then on the bottom we have the flame under here, and then we have the wood. Now this wood that I have here, this is all almond wood. This is almond wood. I like to smoke with things that are local, things that actually lend to Barbados. So if somebody cuts down a mango tree, I'll use that guava, I'll use that golden apple. It really doesn't matter. But I'm not going to go into buying mesquite and all that kind of stuff because that's fairly expensive. So we like to use our natural stuff. And this almond wood is right here from the Divi property. So I'll go on into lighting the smoker. And we have ignition. So right now, smoker is lit. I want to get the wood going. And what will happen is the wood will start to burn. Then we start to get the smoke. I'll be able to turn the gas off. And then the process will begin. Where the smoke comes up, it goes up into the chamber, stays in the chamber a while, and then it goes up in the chimney, up and out. Right? So we have a long chimney so that the smoke wouldn't be able to affect people sitting on the back deck and stuff like that. Okay? So we'll get onto it. As you can see, some smoke is starting to come already. I'll turn the fire down a little bit. And then the wood will start to smoke. I also have on the outside, there's a temperature gauge. I need very much to pay attention to the temperatures because we don't want to get the temperatures up into 200 and so forth, because this is a long, slow process. And even though we can do this in a barbecue grill, and I'll talk to you about that a little later, where you can actually get the wood chips and put them into the barbecue grill to get the smoke going in there. You can smoke on your own home barbecue grill. You need to control the temperatures to make sure that the process goes well and that you don't burn stuff. So let's get on to the other side. So I'm going to get my hands washed and then I will start to marinate the pork. So we're about to marinate the pork, and I want to take the opportunity to thank the Barbados Pig Farmers Co-op for giving us such a wonderful cut of pork. This is the pork loin. This is actually good for smoking. What I did before is took the bone out. So what I'm going to do is just take the hard skin off and then I'm going to do the marinations, the rub. For this part, you can use whichever herbs or spices you want, but today I'm going to be using some lemon rosemary. I'm going to be using some lemon pepper. I'm going to be using some cracked pepper and some salt. Those are and some garlic as well. Those are the basic things that I'm going to use, and we will just give the pork a rub, and then we'll put it into the smoker. But what you can do when you're doing something like this is put this pork, do the marinating the day before, and then you can leave it in the fridge and go right into the smoker or on your grill. So your choice. So right now, I'm going to take the hard skin off because we don't need the skin. We actually need the fat to protect the pork because it's a long, slow process. So what we will do is take that skin off. We'll have the fat still as protection from drying out with the pork, and then we'll get ready to marinate it. So with a nice sharp knife, I just want to start cutting into the fat, taking the skin off. See, it's a very easy thing to do because you just want to make that separation of the skin and the fat. We always need some fat when it comes to grilling and smoking, because if you don't have that fat, what happens is you get drying. So you want to protect the meat. It's the same thing with chicken or anything else when it comes to these things. You need to have that fat for protection. That's why sometimes they ask you to cover things when you have them on the grill or even in the oven. You need to cover them because that lends to the protection of the meat. Because you always want a tender piece of meat when you're finished. And it's not only protection, mind you. I know some people go ick when you say this, but that fat that you see right here, a lot, that is flavor. That is really the flavor that goes into the pork. Have a pan, and we have our marination in here. This is a mixture of lemon basil, cracked pepper, and salt. What happens is because I'm using a very coarse pepper, sorry. What happens is the salt and the pepper combines, and the salt helps the pepper to pull in and stick to the fat, and you get the flavor to start to work with the meat. I have a mixture of marination. I have some garlic puree, I have some lemon pepper, some cracked pepper, and some salt. We're going to rub this all over the pork. As I said, the marination is here in the pan. I'm going to rub it all over the pork. So if you see, you have the meat properly rubbed there with that. I'm going to give my hands a rinse. Come right back. Remember, this is the lemon rosemary here. This is cracked black pepper. Remember, you want to use a coarse grind because the salt needs something to hold on to, so the salt will hold on to this and the lemon pepper as well, and that would help that to infuse into the meat and give you wonderful flavors. So I'll put a little bit more of this on and some salt. And we'll give this another final rub, and then it's away to the smoker, and then we'll get busy with some other stuff. So I will just put the meat in, and the meat just goes in on the racks. You don't need any foil or anything like that. I see people doing that when it comes to the grill, but what you do is just put it onto the racks. That's what the racks are for, and you go from there. You notice all I do, put the pork right on the racks. You see the smoke is all in the chamber. What happens is this smoke contacts and penetrates the meat and becomes infused, so we have smoked pork. And if I tell you we're going to have smoked pork today, you know it has to be true, because this is the pork professor speaking.
When you cross the stand-up pouch with a resealable spout, what you get is the extreme convenience of a Swiss spout.
No mess, no stress. The all-new Swiss ketchup spout is here. It's time to catch up to the spouts today.
L&B ready fruit yogurt, loved by everybody. Wholesome and it energizes kids' healthy minds and bodies. Give me some L&B. I love it. What flavors you got? Peach, pineapple, cherry, and apricot. At work or play, always there. Gives you the strength and energy you need to get through your day.
Pure pleasure.
Distributed by Supreme Distributors.
And we're back. So at this point, I have some cassava for you. We are going to the grill with. We have some sweet potato. We have some carrots. And I promise you, I will also have some cornmeal dumplings for you. And then I will do some butternut squash. But I'll take the butternut squash, I'll sprinkle this with some cinnamon and sugar and stuff, and I'll put that into the smoker as well and let that cook in the smoker while I do the other things on the grill. So here we go. You have the butternut squash. I'm going to cut off the head and the tail, we call it. I'm going to quarter it. I'm going to take a spoon and take the belly out. And no, I'm leaving the skin on. I don't want to take that off. That will help to hold everything together, because as long as this cooks, it gets soft. So when this gets soft, then I don't want everything to fall apart. So I scoop that out. Here we go. To that we have some brown sugar. So I'll sprinkle that with some brown sugar. And also cinnamon. These are flavors that we're very familiar with Barbados. Cinnamon and brown sugar. A little more sugar. And then I'll give it a little spritz with some oil. We're going to use some Pietro Coricelli olive oil to give a little spritz on the butternut squash and all the other vegetables actually. And from here, with this butternut squash, I'm going into the smoker, because I want to get some nice smoke flavor in here, and that little heat in there will cook this as well. As long as smoke is infused, and put it onto the grill. So you can see I open the smoker and there's smoke coming out of there because the chamber is full of smoke. So I don't want the liquid from the pot to drip on this, so I'll put it at the sides of it. So while that is going in there, I'll get to the grill with the other stuff. I'll do some salt and pepper over there, marinating that, and then I'll go right over to the grill. All right, so we're going to go on to the grill with good old Bajan sweet potato. Some carrots. Just get some grilled marks on them. Some grilled flavor. And now some cassava. In a minute we'll be back to these because the grill is really working well. Okay, let's close that bit. Okay, and we're going to quickly get a batch of cornmeal dumplings together. You have the flour, you have the cornmeal. Now remember, they're mainly cornmeal, so you only want to get flour in to help to hold the cornmeal. You don't want too much flour. You have some nutmeg and cinnamon. Can't go without our brown sugar again. And always remember to season with salt. Some baking powder. You must make sure that your dumplings rise. Here, just a little more to make sure. We want to mix all the dry ingredients. We'll go from here, we put a well in the center of it. And then we add some water and mix. And all this while I have to remember that the grill is going. I have to get back to the grill. Need some more flour here. And this is actually where you can get all homey, get your fingers involved. So out onto the cutting board. And do what my granny always used to do, knead the dumplings. Just mix everything together. Bring everything together. Nice and easy does it. And you're pretty good. Just going to roll the dumplings a bit. Then I'm going to take the knife and just put some cuts in it, you know. You don't want them too big, so you remember, decide what size you want your dumplings and just go with that. And we'll add them into the rest of our meal. All this while the pork is in the smoker. There goes the dumplings. So we're about to get into the ginger onion jam. I'm here trying to get the ginger all broken down. So what I do is, how much ever the onion is that I'm using, I put in 1/4 of that amount in ginger. So we have the pot on. I'm going to go in there, get some ginger going. Stir that a bit. Oh, that ginger smells great. From here, I incorporate some the onion. Start these to cook. So everything will cook down, and we will add our sugar in. Remember, we're making a jam, so this will cook down. And with the jam, you can actually make this days ahead, weeks ahead, whatever. Just have it stored. This would actually work for you, but I want to make sure that I show you guys how this is actually done. And not to forget, if you don't have cinnamon sticks, you can use your cinnamon powder. When this is finished cooking, it will have a darker cast to it, obviously, because it's all cooked and everything starts to caramelize, so it will become brownish in color and nice and shiny. You add some oil and some butter in the pan before we started. That would add a nice glaze to your onion jam. So we allow that to cook down. And we'll do our final plating, and we'll get some service going with our guests and see how they feel about the Independence meal.
My name is Sherwin Greenwich, and I am a credit union member. As a credit union member, my choice of an insurance provider is clear. I only insure with Cooperators General Insurance. At Cooperators General, I receive excellent customer service. I have the convenience of Saturday opening hours at any of their locations. Although their premiums are very affordable, I receive a special discount because I am a credit union member. I appreciate the fact that given the economic hardships being experienced, Cooperators General offers you very flexible credit terms to pay all your premiums. By insuring with Cooperators General, my credit union benefits, I benefit, and the Barbados economy benefits because the profits generated stay in the country and are distributed among local shareholder credit unions. Why should I insure anywhere else? Give Cooperators General Insurance a call today. It just makes good sense.
Cooperators General Insurance Company. Insurance the way you want it to be.
Welcome back to Porkology, the Independence Edition. I have a guest with me right now, Mr. Alvin Jemmett. He is the general manager of the Divi Hotel, and he's here with me today, and he's one of my guests with some other wonderful people who has come to sit and have the Independence meal that I prepared for them with the smoked pork, the vegetables, and the cassava and sweet potato and so forth. And we are going to, let's talk a little bit about Divi while I continue to finish off the vegetables and then do the plating for the rest of the afternoon.
Happy Independence, everybody, and thanks, Henderson. I'm glad to be here to share with you in this Independence Edition. And I noticed that you're keeping it very local. And that's one of the things that we at Divi South Bends pride ourselves on, is using local wherever we can. And I noticed the use of the cassava, the pork, the potatoes, the fresh herbs, and that very much fits into what we do. We here at Divi South Bends, we are a 133-room resort, full service, and you know, very much in tune with things local. And so you'll find lots of locals coming here for staycation programs, for birthday celebrations, for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. And it's Independence, so we're going to have a very special Independence celebration here at Divi as well. We are here at the Pure Ocean restaurant on the back deck, and the restaurant was opened earlier this year in February. And a year ago, when we started to move to the process of building this restaurant, we had every hope that it would be a hit, and it has turned out to be very satisfactory. And we've seen lots and lots of locals and visitors alike coming to the restaurant. It seats about 100 persons, and the use of smoked product is one of the features of the restaurant, which we hope to build upon to separate ourselves from our competition. And Chef Butcher, he's got his wonderful smoker here going, and smoked products like smoked pork, short rib, shrimp, chicken, you can name it. You can get anything smoked here at Pure Ocean.
All right, remember we had our cornmeal dumplings. We're going to add them into the mix here. Yes. And yeah, so just pour that all over everything. All over everything, yeah. Wonderful. Great. So we're about to get that pork out of the smoker. This is the really exciting part. We have the vegetables ready. We have the ginger onion jam as well ready. So now we will take the pork out, and I'll do some slicing. I'll put it on the platter, and we'll take it over to the table and get some comments from our guests. And I keep my fingers crossed. Pork really looks good. Nice color. You can tell by the way it's moving is the connective tissue that I wanted broken down is pretty much broken down. And as you can see, it's bubbling, piping hot. So what I want to do is give a cut, and just to show you the level of doneness, break it away. See the level of doneness there with this pork. It is done. So this has been smoking for quite a while. So we just get some slices from this now. So tender, see it begins to fall apart. All right, let me pull that apart. That's what it's all about. We wanted the connective tissue breaking down so that you know the smoke is infused, you know the meat is cooked, and it must be good. But this is what usually happens with pork when it's really cooked like this in the smoker. Everything gets soft and comes apart. You have no challenges. If you ever heard about pulled pork, this is where that kind of thing originated, because this pork could very well become pulled pork. And we're pretty much ready to serve our guests. So I say to you, Barbados, happy independence from right here at the Pure Ocean restaurant at the Divi Hotel. Hi guys, how was everything? What's that? It's very delicious. Yes. So everything working? The nice BAJAN feel, you like that? Yes. Independence, sweet potato, reflecting back in the day when we used to do some stewed potatoes, remember?
Stewed potatoes, but I noticed that these are stewed potatoes with smoked.
Yeah, stewed potatoes we had.
The dumplings are smoked, the cassava is smoked, the carrots are smoked.
Everything works together today because we use the grill and the smoker to show that everything that you're cooking does not have to be inside the kitchen. It can be outside, in the open air, and relaxed, very relaxed setting.
But I like the onion jam with the smoked pork.
Very good.
I think the two flavors really complement each other.
Everybody has that feeling? Yes. I should bottle. Okay, well, yeah, I'll take your advice. Yep, you've been getting lots of comments for that ginger onion jam, and I think it's time we do something about that. So I just want to take the opportunity to thank you guys for coming today and sharing in this Independence meal with us. The next time we're going to do something like this for Porkology will be at Christmas time, when we're going to welcome Barbados to open their doors again and welcome Porkology in to their hearts. Because Bajans, we love pork. It's just porkalicious. Yes. Cheers.